So I want to invite you to think it, in terms of whatever the challenges you might be facing at the moment. It's recognizing where we stick to what we know to be true and kind of the present moment and the facts, then we have more space available for new thought, for common sense to arise, and for us to be able to resolve any problems we're encountering. But if we then add more thinking and worry to that, then that takes us away from our resilience and our most resourceful state. Because you might remember me referring to this snow globe. I get stared up. See, this fearful thinking takes us away from our clarity, and then clarity can return. But we get quicker to clarity when we concentrate on what we can do now. So yeah, I guess I invite you to think about whether you can you see where you stick to kind of what you know to be true right now in challenge, and then what we innocently and understandably add on, because we attach stories to what that means for us. How can I be if I don't know what I need to do? Or I'm uncertain because of X, Y, Z. But all that, you see, that's us using our imagination. And if we misuse our imagination, well, it doesn't help us. Like, there's no evidence that worry ever helps us. It feels like we need to do it because we're in habits of doing it. It feels like if we don't do that, we're not taking things seriously. It feels like if we don't worry, maybe we're not caring enough. But I don't see the link between worry and caring, or worry and taking things seriously. Like, I can take a situation seriously and I can do what I need to do. But worry is a different thing. Like, worry is when I'm adding more into that, and I'm adding more fearful thinking to that beyond the facts. And it's not to say, what I don't want to say is we don't have really genuinely challenging circumstances we have to deal with. But yeah, so I'm not saying that. But I'm saying we can innocently make them worse for ourselves, and we can innocently move away from thriving by adding that worry. And you can take a situation seriously without worrying. And you can deeply care about something without worrying. And we're just not in the habit of doing that, because we get into habits of worry, and it can be hard to move away from that. But recognizing we're doing that is the first step in any of this. So if you know you're a worrier, then well, the good news is you might have labeled yourself a worrier, but it doesn't have to look like that. You might have a habit of worrying, but the first step is noticing when you're doing it. The first step is noticing when you're doing it, because when you notice, then you can ask yourself a question. What is it about my thinking that I'm creating this experience of worry? What do I know to be fact? And what am I maybe adding into the mix? So it's saving some space for some awareness of our state of mind in the moment, and not fixating on the outside and the problem all the time. And we're not used to do that. We're not used to doing that. We're not used to saving some space for considering what's the quality of my thinking in this moment. But it's very powerful when you do.